What up, guys? Welcome back to JMac Sports Cards. My name is Jason. Thanks for tuning back in to another video. So, as you can see from the thumbnail, I picked up a massive card. Biggest card I've ever picked up. So I want to tell a bit of a backstory behind how I acquired that, why I acquired it, etc., etc. It's a fairly cool story. And it seemed almost like, dare I say, providence that I owned that card because, I'll get into it. And but before I kind of tell the whole story here around it, I want to talk about a couple different things. Firstly, is shout out to Card Dealer Pro Collects. I was saying it wrong the whole time in my first video, but they sent me a little kind of a care package, sent me some sleeves, some stickers, and so I want to give some of these away. I want to give a few stickers away, and what I'm going to ask you to do is go over on Instagram, or I guess, or even Twitter, just somewhere where I can reply back to you, and we can get a direct message going. I'm going to say I got 4 stickers here, so 4 stickers total to give away. So the first 4 people that I get messages from on Instagram or on Twitter or x.com, and just comment, tell me your favorite team or favorite player, and I'll go through some inventory, get you some of your team or maybe your player. Maybe I can get that specific. End of the day, I know I'll be able to at least get your team, likely. I'll shoot you a sticker, send you a sticker, and I'll send you a few cards. So just kind of in a giving mood. So do that. So it's JMac Sports Cards on Instagram and also on Twitter, x.com. So do that. If you don't have those, I guess you could shoot me an email. But anyway, the first 4 people that come through with that, you'll get a little care package from me with a Card Dealer Pro sticker. Also, I am an affiliate with them. If you sign up with any pay tier, you can get 500 free scans. So they're not a sponsor of the channel, but I am affiliated with them. So, and I do get a kickback from you signing up through my link with them. So consider doing that. Talk about some things here today that I'm kind of shifting some of my sales strategy, and one of that is slowing down on the bulk sales. But I still plan to continue to use Card Dealer Pro even for small batches and stuff. It's just so convenient, and now especially with collects that I am really diving deep into. I've actually sold quite a bit more cards on collects than I have on eBay. Now I will say Card Dealer Pro has been promoting me. They put me as a hot seller on their homepage, and they put me on their social media. So I'm probably getting a little bit extra traffic than a typical user would. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I've been selling more cards because there's more transactions taking place on that platform. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I've been getting promoted, so I've been making a bunch of deals. I think I've sold probably 40 or 50 cards this week. In the last 7 to 10 days on Collects app. So it's been a fun, enjoyable experience learning that app. It's a lot more socially interactive too. Like, you can have a conversation, a chat with people, and that is good and bad, because I've had some people that they just come and they send me a direct message and they say, "Hey man, you want to buy my cards?" And I block them because that's not how you go about it. You know, if you're just wanting to come over and say hi just so I can go look at your inventory and buy, then no, it doesn't work that way. Things always work better in relationships, relational type of arrangements, as you know. So come by, say hi. If you want to follow me on that platform, we can chat a little bit maybe. It might take me a little while to follow up with you, but I'm just not a fan of pushy salespeople, and I'm not one. I don't go around and ask people to buy cards and stuff like that. I don't like that tactic, so I don't use it, and I don't appreciate it. So I'll block people that come at me like that. So but everyone's got their own thing. This beautiful card is a gold wave Prizm Bryce Young. It was already slabbed SGC. So the story here goes, this card was on an auction. I put in a fairly high bid. I was fairly certain I'd be in the running when it came down at the end of the auction. I would be in the mix, and then I would make a decision if I was going to go higher. I was, because obviously I knew I have missed out on some other sort of higher end Bryce Young that I've been trying to acquire, but I just have sort of a limit that I won't go beyond. With this particular card listed in an auction style format, and I really quickly realized, because I've got quite a few Bryce Young jersey numbered cards of different sets and things, and I noticed right away this was jersey numbered 9 of 10 gold, but it wasn't listed as such. It was listed that it's numbered 9 of 10, but it didn't say jersey number in the listing title or in the description. I was like, you know what? Here's one. If I'm ever gonna try to get in and try to get a gold jersey number, gold Prizm jersey number, I was like, here's my chance. Anyway, then abruptly, this card and the listing was taken down. Was by the seller. So the seller took his listing down, even though it had bids. And I got the message or the notification saying your bid has been retracted. I went to the listing, found it. I contacted the seller. I said, hey man, there's a good chance I would have been the winning buyer of this card. Why did it get taken down? So he said this guy was a bit of a newer seller. And he said, so someone messaged me and told me that the slab had been mislabeled, which it is. It's just they have the card number wrong. So as you know, with Prizm, you've got the variation, then you've got the true. This is the true. It's not a variation. So the true Bryce Young rookie is numbered 311. The variations are numbered 301. Image variation, that is. So if you look on I don't know if you can see it, but it's listed as 301. With SGC does put the serial numbering up there, but if you see it, it says 301, not 311. Look on the back, card number is 311, and you can see it's serial number 9 of 10. So I messaged him, and so he said, I feel like it, because he was a newer seller, he hadn't experienced this. He kind of got spooked. He felt like someone would buy it, check out, pay, and then return it. So he's like, I don't want to deal with returns, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, man, I don't care about the label. I don't mind that it's mislabeled at all, because I can get it reholdered myself. This is the kind of card, like, I've never owned a card where I hear other people say it, and I've always wondered about it, what it would be like if you had a card where it was a certain level, where I wouldn't mail this card. I would take this to a show where SGC was going to be, and I would have it reholdered in person. I don't think I wouldn't be sending this one through the mail if I ever cared enough to get it reholdered. Even though, so it is, I mean, you can see it is very well centered for Prizm. There's just a little bit, there's a corner, maybe a little bit of bottom edge wear. I don't know if it'll show up in the camera. So that's why I didn't get the 10, and I feel like PSA is probably going to be an automatic 9. I mean, front-wise, centering-wise, it could probably get a 10 with a PSA. I just know they might ding it on the back from the corner. So I feel like probably a SGC 9.5 it might be as good as this card would get. So I don't really feel like bothering with switching it out to a PSA. I was talking to my buddy Josh from Mississippi, and I said I may at some point go to a show and do a min grade 10 PSA 10, and say, if it gets it, if they can look it over in the holder and not crack it, and say, oh yeah, that'll be a 10, then I would switch it over to a PSA 10. But if PSA says no, that's not a 10, then I obviously would not go through with it, because I'd rather have a SGC 9.5 than a PSA 9. So that's the thought process there. So all right, so here's the nature of the game. So there's only been 2 true Bryce Young graded gold cards. One has been a shimmer. It was a PSA 10. The other was the true gold. A true gold in a PSA 10 did 13,800. The shimmer, which this would be comparable to the shimmer, which this is probably his best retail card, period. Because the black finite and the blacks, they're hobby. So it's just probably his best retail card because it's jersey numbered. So anyway, the Shimmer was a PSA 10. It did, I think, 3,800. I think it was 5,000 OBO, and someone, I think, 3,800. Granted, here's the kicker though. Neither one of those cards were jersey numbered. So there's been no true rookie gold jersey number that has sold. I'm not going to disclose what I paid for this because me and the guy did the deal off platform because we started communicating and he said, what would you offer? I said, I feel like it would do this range because it's an SGC holder, not a PSA holder. And we didn't even discuss the fact that it was a jersey number. I don't know if he knew it or not. I mean, I don't know if that's deceptive on my part or not, but, end of the day, it was an SGC holder and it wasn't a 10 and it wasn't. So I couldn't really use PSA 10s as a comp necessarily. Although, because it's a jersey number, there's only 3 or 4 golds that will be jersey numbered. So there's not many of them. So it'll be the black finites and then the 3 or 4 gold jersey numbers. They're going to be, end of the day, Bryce Young's best cards, because as we know, there are no autos, and other than the Panini RPS, there's a 1/1 of it, which is like the rookie premiere. I've done my homework on Bryce Young, so that 1/1, yeah, that could be up there with the Black Finite. I would think that one would be. So this is probably a top 5, top 7 Bryce Young card total. So I'm in that top 10 Bryce Young market. I've got an absolute True Gold 2 to 10. I've got a downtown. So I've got a few cards. Anyway, so like I said, I haven't ripped much Prizm. I haven't ripped any hobby. And I did find, Josh hooked me up with 10 hangers. And I was obviously gold hunting and Bryce Young hunting. Didn't hit any. So like I said, I almost feel like it was destined to be my card here, to find the jersey number gold and to be able to make a deal off platform with someone who was willing to work. The guy was just super excited because, like I said, he was fairly newer in the hobby. He hit it in a break, probably for fairly cheap. And when I made a pretty strong offer on it of what I thought it might would fetch, he said, where can we do this? And so we wind up messaging on Facebook through our card account pages, which you could hit me up in a message on it too if you want one of these stickers. First 4 people, whatever platform, will get them. He said when we finally connected, he said, I accept your offer. So he felt really good about it. It's not like I was ripping him off or anything or made him some lowball offer. I offered him strong, but I think this card has the potential, if Bryce Young plays well, has a much better breakout year this year. That card has the potential to 3 to 4x what I paid for it, maybe 5x. Which I haven't had a card of that magnitude with that potential, which I see why people get into this kind of gambling. But for me, this wasn't. This was just me pursuing a card. The other thing I wanted to say about cards, just me getting this card does not make me, my worth is not tied into this card. In other words, I'm not a better person or I'm not a better collector because I got this card. So I want to say that because I think people get sort of this pride about their collection as if it is what defines them. And that's just a horrible mentality. This is just a hobby. This is just a piece of cardboard. Have I had fun chasing some of the cards that I have been pursuing? This is my favorite team. This guy is becoming one of my favorite players. So for me, it's the hobby end of it, and then trying to get some of his best cards, period. But this doesn't define me. And for you guys, is what I wanted to just say. Your collection does not define you. It's not who you are. So it doesn't make you cool or better or anyways, whatever you want to kind of call it. I've kind of heard some content creators talking along those lines. So I wanted to counter that and just throw some water on the fire of people that are like, their value and their worth is tied up in how good of a collector and how savvy they are in collecting. kind of nonsense is that? You're just a person that puts your pants on like everybody else. This doesn't make me any better of a person. What makes me better? My relationship with the God of heaven, who that's where your worth comes from. You're made in the image of God. You're made to serve Him, and my worth comes from my relationship with Him. Does not come from cardboard. So I'm just saying that to let you know that, man, was it fun to chase this, to get this, to obtain it, and get it safely mailed to me. I opened it today, opened the package, and I was nervous. But to get it safely, this doesn't define me. My relationship with God is what defines me. So to follow up on that, I have also made a decision, just out of the busyness of life and many of the things that I'm involved in, I'm going to start scaling down selling bulk. I'm going to start selling off a lot of my collection. I've even reached out to a couple content creators, Chasing Cardboard. I even reached out to them, and I've offered my whole collection to them. Of my selling inventory, I have my own personal collection and those kinds of things. I also reached out to Cards HQ, Sports Card Investor, but they gave me the runaround. So Chasing Cardboard did contact me back. So maybe something will come of that. If not, understood, and it's all good. If they're not interested, I'm gonna start selling off. I'm probably gonna consign a bunch of higher end cards. I'm gonna start selling off. What I'll do is my listed inventory, like my 23 football, I'm gonna break it all out. My 23 Prizm football, I'll list it as a lot. My 23 Absolute football, I'll list it as a lot. My 22 Bowman Chrome, I'll list it all as a lot. And everything. I'm gonna start doing that, and then I'm gonna, like, more or less cherry pick, sell cards $20 to and up on eBay moving forward. I'll still have a little list box where I'm listing over the collects and some cards that I'm gonna use for trade value and trade bait on like My Card Post and VeriSwap and at shows in person. So, but that's where I'm moving at in the hobby. I also wanted to shout out a guy who made these, and he sent me an email. He said, man, I don't want you to talk about it in the video. I don't want no fanfare. But he does these for just fun, and he sent me, I put the cards in. He sent in some like little fillers. But there's a Loupe Kuechly, and he made these. This one, I put this card in, it says Let's Go Panthers, and that's like the first year, 95 or 96, I think it's Skybox. And it's got the newspaper from the Charlotte Observer when the team came to Charlotte. And then he made one with my logo on it. How cool is that? So JMac Sports Cards Collectibles, and I put a couple. That's a Bryce Young rookie, and that's a team card there. So I'm not going to say his name because he didn't want any fanfare. But that was just amazing. This is what the hobby's about. And this is why I'm wanting to give some back too. So first of all, people that hit me a message, and like I said, just tell me a team, tell me your players that you like, and we're getting something over your way. So anyway, I hope that all makes sense. I appreciate everyone's support. Like I said, we're gonna try to make a little bit more content here and there. Try to be a little bit more better about making regular content. So hope you guys are having a good one. Enjoy the hobby. Remember, your worth's not tied up in these. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Your worth comes from the fact that you're made in the image of God. Jesus Christ made it so that you could bridge the gap and come into a right standing relationship with the God of all creation. Pretty incredible. So that's all I got till next time, guys. Deuces.